A very, very warm welcome to yet another Kumekucha video. Information and analysis that is very difficult to find anywhere else. I recommend that you subscribe and you hit the bell button so that you receive notifications every time I have a new video. Karibu sana and enjoy. Kenyans are still reeling in shock. Why? Because after the events of Tuesday unfolded, the picture most Kenyans had in mind, of an Al-Shabaab criminal, was that of a Somali radical lunatic from Somalia. In sharp contrast, the profiles of those involved that are now emerging, they're just shocking. So far, all the attackers identified were Kenyans, not Somali nationals. Ali Salim Gishunge, aka Farouk Juba, at one time wanted to be a rugby player. Had his dream come true, he'd have played for Shujaa, our local sevens rugby team, which has done wonders on the world stage and brought great glory to the nation called Kenya. But the family says a small accident crushed that dream. His wife, Violet Kemunto Omwoyo, was born in Roy, close to Nairobi, and was a member of the famous, or shall I say infamous, Facebook group called Kilimani Moms and Dads. That's a very regular girl. A typical Kenyan woman. As recently as in 2016, she had built up quite a reputation for partying, in clubs in Kshs town. So, what happened to these regular people? What happened to these typical Kenyans? Now, let's dig a little deeper and try and find some answers. Answers to help us going forward as a nation. Now, Gishunge is actually the son of a Kenya Defense Forces soldier. Oh yes, and his dad is still serving, as a sergeant. And as I make this video, Sergeant Abdallah Salim has been called into DCI for questioning, DCI Nairobi. Gishunge's mom, Sakina Mariam, was arrested about 2 days ago, and is in Nairobi, undergoing interrogation by the DCI. Now, Gishunge grew up in Isiolo. In fact, that's where the mother was arrested. That's their home. And it is very sad, this Kenyan town that I have such fond memories of, growing up as a very young child, has been turned into Kenya's Minneapolis. For those who don't know, Minneapolis in the United States has been identified as one of the major breeding grounds for radical terrorists. It is a major recruiting ground, for terror groups like the Al-Shabaab. It is the place where people throw away, the opportunity, of being in the United States and enjoying the one in many lifetimes, chances of making something out of your life, and are instead radicalized, to join radical terror groups like the Al-Shabaab, where your ending is very predictable and inevitable and unavoidable. Now, it is said when Gishunge's rugby dreams died, he went into IT, information technology, and he enrolled into an IT college right there in Isiolo. Now, it is not too hard to guess why Gishunge was so interested in rugby, because as a young child, he often complained of being bullied. I can identify with that, because I was always a soccer guy growing up, and that is until I ran into some bullies who really bullied me and made my life hell. And that is how I developed a very keen interest for rugby. It was for revenge purposes, because my motive was to meet with them on the rugby pitch and to deal with them accordingly, without any consequences. Well, by the time I discovered that the game of rugby is not about that, It was too late. I was already a very good star player. Anyway, Gishunge was employed at this cyber cafe in Isiolo, where his life appears to have changed completely for the worse. At one point, he told his sister that he was joining an online religious course. Now, obviously, when a young man who has just finished school tells you they're joining an online religious course, that is cause for great concern. And it is emerging that Gishunge's initial radicalization happened online. Indeed, it is instructive that this cyber cafe where Gishunge worked was raided by the authorities, by the anti-terror police, and computers taken away. Now, for you to attract the attention of the anti-terror police, far away as you are in Isiolo, then it can only mean this was a very serious center, for radicals to meet, and young people surfing these radical sites to meet. Now, at the time this cyber cafe was being raided by authorities, Gishunge's sister says he called her and told her that he's going to further his religious education in neighboring Uganda and Tanzania. But he was calling from Lamu. And Lamu does not have any border with Tanzania or even Uganda anywhere near. And so, the sister says, she concluded he was actually on his way to Somalia. Gishunge has also been linked to very frequent visits and long stays in the Majengo slums in Nyeri. Indeed, initially, we said on this channel that he hails from Majengo in Nyeri, which of course is not accurate. Anyway, his mother had the good sense of reporting him missing, at around in 2015. That's around the time he went to Somalia. Now, his wife, Violet Kemunto Omwoyo, is born to a Kalenjin father and a Kisii mom. But unfortunately, her dad passed on, and her mother remarried. Her mother always preferred, although the family was strict Muslim, she always preferred that her children use other names, non-Muslim names. And that is how come she has names which would not suggest that she belongs to the Muslim religion. And Violet went to Muslim Girls, Nairobi, and then joined the Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology in the year 2010. She graduated in 2015 with a degree in journalism and public relations. It is said that while she was in college, she had a very serious relationship with another student. And it was so serious that there was talk of marriage. But something went terribly wrong, and they broke up. It is believed that it was around this time, that she sank deeper into religion. And she lost touch with her friends, and became very distant even with her relatives. And only re-emerged in 2018 to announce that she was getting married to a man called Ali Salim Gishunge. Now, police believe Violet, aka Khadija, crossed into Somalia shortly before the Dusit D2 hotel terror attack started. Now, radicalization is not a problem that is only witnessed in Kenya. It is now a very serious global problem. And it is just that the latest attack at the Dusit Hotel on Tuesday has brought sharp focus and attention to this particular problem. But it has always been there. Indeed, it has been there for a long time. It arrived on these shores shortly after terrorism had reared its ugly head. Because for this kind of thing, this kind of madness, you need recruits, many number of recruits regularly. Indeed, regular enthusiastic recruits are very critical. And it is super interesting, out of all the different platoons and groups within terror groups like the Al-Shabaab, the most popular by far is the Suicide Squad. It always has a very long waiting list. People fight and do everything and anything to get into it. Yeah. It is totally amazing how somebody's good brain can be turned into pure malenge. So that your thinking can never be supported by any intellect and common sense, not even by spiritual logic, all the spiritual logic and knowledge in the world. This is all very confusing. But actually, you can end a lot of this confusion by taking in my very latest Club 1999 sensitive video that breaks down the Dusit attack, right down to seconds. Second by second, minute by minute. And what emerges, I can only describe it as extremely disturbing, because it digs very deep, and reveals a lot that should be of great concern to every Kenyan. Now you can see an email address on your screen right now. All you need to do is send a blank email to that email address, and you'll get an automated response giving you instructions, payment instructions, of what you need to do to become an instant member of Club 1999. And then you'll also enjoy a lot of other highly sensitive videos which you have missed. About 35 of them on Kenyan politics and various sensitive issues on the country called Kenya. I can assure you, and I'm being very honest, that members of Club 1999 see the country called Kenya in a very different way. And you can tell, and I'll not be ashamed to say that they even very frequently correct me, when I go in the wrong direction, which is often, because I'm human. And I'm not ashamed to confess that, and I'm not surprised, because information is power. When you have information, you understand things a lot more clearer than somebody who doesn't have that information. Almighty God, help Kenya. We need you now more than ever before. Until next time, this is Kshs, Kumekucha.